Yeah, so Santa Ana winds they tend to be a seasonal thing in Southern California. Basically, it has to do with the position of high pressure further to the east. So basically, what's happening is there's high pressure, usually centered around Utah or Nevada, around where Las Vegas is or Salt Lake City. And because of the way the high pressure spins, it causes winds to blow towards the west, towards Southern California. You'd probably notice that there's basically a ring of hills and mountains around Los Angeles. And so when these winds from the east are blowing towards the west, basically blowing towards the Pacific Ocean, when the winds get into those hills and mountains, there's canyons there as well. And that helps to funnel the winds in very specific areas. And that funneling action actually increases the wind speeds. And that's why you get locally higher wind gusts in and around Los Angeles compared to the surrounding area. It's because of the funneling action of the wind through those hills and those canyons. It's basically Tuesday and Wednesday in the United States where they're most concerned about this round. Now, the slightly better news compared to last week is the wind speeds are not expected to be quite as strong. That being said, it looks like the wind speeds over the next couple days could certainly be above 100 kilometers per hour. But essentially, what we're dealing with, and it's the same thing we deal with wildfires here in New Zealand, is that when the winds are higher, it's more difficult to fight those fires that do start, and it's much easier for those fires to progress further away from their ignition point.
But there's certainly a risk that these winds are going to make these fires worse and possibly even more deadly. There is that risk.
There certainly is that risk. I mean, if you look at what the warnings are right now in Southern California, the National Weather Service, who they put out, the fire danger outlooks, etc., and they're concerned. I mean, if you look at their website, they're saying, hey, this is could be another round. It could be in a worst case scenario similar to what we saw a few days ago. Hopefully, it won't be, but you never know.
And you talk about Tuesday, Wednesday, LA time is
Yeah.
when the winds will be strongest. Is it going to last? Are these winds going to last longer than that?
It doesn't look like it. So it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday California time is really the main area, the main time of concern for this round of Santa Ana winds. It does appear that once we get past Wednesday, conditions should improve in terms of the winds and the weather. They're not going to be getting rainfall, but it does look like the winds are going to shift from being uh, easterly winds that are drier winds coming off the continent. And it looks like the winds are going to shift to be more onshore. So you get higher relative humidity coming in off the Pacific Ocean. That should improve conditions as we go into the later portions of this week. Now, I was looking at a slightly more extended forecast, potentially as we go into next week. So basically another week from now. There may be another round of these Santa Ana winds. A bit too early to tell, and particularly too early to tell how strong those winds may be. But the good news, once we get through the next couple of days, I do think that they're going to get a breather. It looks like the wind direction shifts. The danger should decrease at least for a while, although potentially again, a week or a week or 10 days from now, we may have another round of this occurring.
Let's hope those few days of reprieve mean the firefighters can get at least some of those blazes under control. See, thank you very much for your time.